Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from EsaTuunanen and he's in the Gremyashchy, the 5 Russian premium destroyer. He is on the map straight in a 3-point domination game mode and it's a tier 5 battle, so he is top tier. There are 3 enemy destroyers, so 1 less than the friendly team, and there are 2 carriers. Now, having a destroyer advantage is nice in domination, but 3 or 4 doesn't make that big of a difference. With 3 you can already cover all caps if you so choose. But we shall see how this turns out. Now, the carriers can be a bit of a problem if they are using their planes to spot the destroyers. It is certainly a very dangerous thing for the destroyers. But at lower tiers you can expect, I guess, less tactical moves from players in general, because there are a lot of new and inexperienced players. Now, Esa here has moved inside the cap as one would expect. He is now capping, he has used his smoke and wanted to open fire on the enemies. Unfortunately, he was the only one spotting. He is also safe now from the planes that would have otherwise detected him, and that would be a bad thing because he is trying to cap here. Also, the enemy cruisers are pushing towards the cap hard and there isn't much backup. Now, there is 1 friendly destroyer in the center, but he is ganged up by 2 enemies, so I'm not sure how well he will fare. On the south side, the friendly team is pretty aggressive and hopefully will be able to get the sea cap. Now, Esa has some more vision and there are lanes still above him. But he is preparing to move out. He has successfully taken the cap. Now the enemies are inside, but as I've said often before, it's much easier to defend a point than to take it. Now all the friendly team has to do is to shoot the ship inside the circle, and they should be able to stop him from capping. And there are 2 battleships here who should be more than prepared to interrupt the cruiser. Now meanwhile, Esa is getting some broadside shots on Akuma, and as you can see, destroyer can be quite scary when it's shooting armor piercing, so he got himself quite a few citadels, and it looks like nobody interrupted the cruiser in the cap so far. Now unfortunately the cruiser is currently hidden because of the smoke, but the smoke is dispersing right now. So Esa is launching a few torpedoes at the Congo. Now the Congo is still outside of his range, but he might sail into his range, because it takes the torpedoes a while to get over there. Now the cruiser is visible again since the smoke has disappeared, and Esa immediately interrupted him, so the cap is quite safe. Now what's left is to obviously sink the cruiser. Hopefully his battleships will be some help there. Now there are 2 enemy battleships here as well, but once they deal with the cruiser, I favor the friendly team's odds here, because the destroyer will be quite useful in taking down those enemy battleships, especially if they sail in straight lines. Now unfortunately at the south side the friendly forces spontaneously combusted, so the whole nice push that they had going there, well, they were all sunk somehow. Now there are still some ships here and they could still take the south cap, but I'm not that hopeful currently. Now meanwhile, this cruiser here Esa is engaging is still floating. I guess the battleships might have trouble hitting it. Low-tier battleships don't have such great dispersion. And the enemy Congo is pushing pretty hard. So Esa is using his smoke here, he has torpedoes on the way, and now he will just sit here and try to burn down the Congo. Now it takes a destroyer a lot of time to burn down a battleship. But once more, he has support, and let's hope that his support will get some hits in as well, and then there are torpedoes. Now I'm not sure if we'll get hit on the Congo, and it doesn't look like it, unfortunately. But, well, 30 seconds, his torpedoes are reloaded, and if the Congo keeps coming that way, the next salvo should have a much higher chance of hitting. Now in the south, it's looking like the Emerald is capping and only opposed by a destroyer, so it's looking good down there. There is a destroyer coming for the carriers. and only a Congo there to defend. But I guess with the planes and the Congo, they have a decent chance of stopping that destroyer. And now Esa is using one of his launchers at the Congo, but he is keeping the second in reserve. The thing is, if those torpedoes miss, he needs a backup plan, and once the Congo is closer, the chance of hitting will be much higher, so he can make sure the second launch hits if the first fails. But the first didn't fail. Now, unfortunately, the friendly Congo here is already pretty damaged. He has taken quite a beating. So he will need help against the New York, but Esa is more than willing to help out. So let's hope he can start a few fires. There is still one torpedo launcher ready, but he can't really launch from this position. If you consider the position of the friendly Congo, any torpedoes with a chance of hitting the New York might hit the Congo. So all he can do is provide some cover fire. And hope for some fires. Now, it looks like the cruiser at the Charlie Point got taken out and this battleship got taken out as well, which leaves the two carriers vulnerable to the destroyer coming this way. It's not looking that great for the friendly team right now. Now, the enemies are taking the second point, and this will put some pressure on the friendlies. On the bright side, this New York will go down pretty soon. The Congo is probably... or maybe he isn't trying to ram, or maybe he was taken out before he could connect. But the friendly battleship is down. Now let's hope that the New York goes down soon as well. A fire would go a long way towards that. It looks like the New York is on fire, so that's nice. Now after that New York is taken care of, maybe Esa can go and capture some more points, because it's not looking great. The friendlies have lost one carrier. Now there is a König trying to intercept the destroyer. I'm not sure how much hope he has of sinking that destroyer and not falling prey it himself. He would really need the carrier to spot the destroyer, I suppose. But let's hope that those two ships here will prevail. Meanwhile, Esa has spotted a Congo and started engaging. There are also planes coming for him, but at this tier there are only auto drops, so it's not that scary. Now there is certainly a good point for going towards the center cap now for Esa and just trying to get more capture points, but there are still 11 minutes left, so there is some time still to turn it around. The enemies don't have that many points accumulated so far, and Esa decided instead of taking caps, he wants to protect his fleet here. If he can help take out that enemy destroyer, then chances for the friendly team will be a lot higher. So he can protect the battleship and the carrier. And this went well. Now there is an airstrike coming for the friendly carrier. Let's hope the carrier can prevail. And for some reason the König just keeps going this way. The König could now turn around and engage the Congo, which would probably be a good choice, because he could help protect his carrier and he could help Esa and they could gang up on the enemy, sink him together. And hey, a wild kamikaze appears. Now Esa is in the better gunboat, so he should have this, especially since the kamikaze isn't returning an awful lot of fire. And there is a Kraken unleashed. So with that dealt with, the friendlies actually have a ship advantage, which is sort of amazing, considering how it looked a few minutes ago. Now the Congo is trying to cap, but interrupting the Congo should be no problem. Just takes one salvo and all this progress of the Congo will be interrupted. Now Esa is taking his time here. He isn't in the Congo anytime soon, and maybe he wants to get into a good position to set up some smoke. Then again, if he would smoke now, nobody would spot. Although there are planes incoming now. The friendly carrier went down, but it looks like he gave an order to his planes before he sunk. So if those planes come and strike at the Congo, they will then linger there and provide vision until they're all shot down. So Esa waited until the Congo almost capped, and now he is interrupting. He could have tried to shoot sooner. Could have taken some risk of returning fire, that's for sure. And now he is safely inside the enemy cap, where he can smoke, use the vision of the planes, and just try to annoy this Congo. Now he isn't smoking yet. I suppose he feels safe enough for now. And now comes the smoke. So thanks to those nice dive bombers here who still provide vision, he can't just sit here in his smoke and use his guns to set some fires on the Congo, and the Congo can't really do anything about it. I mean, the Congo can focus fire the planes and hope that works. The Congo could just sail towards the smoke. I mean, sooner or later the Congo will get away from the vision of the planes, and sooner or later the smoke will run out and there is no way to stealth fire. Not sure what the best option for the Congo is. It will take him a long time to reach the smoke here. It's not like going away will help him that much. Maybe he wants to disengage and then turn around and take the cap once again. The enemy team still has a points advantage. It's also possible that the Congo thinks if he can just survive, they will win this. But the friendly König is going for the Charlie cap. I mean, it will take a long time until he reaches it. But after that, the friendlies would control the map and the enemies need a capture point. Again. Now there is still a lot of time left, that's also to be said, so playing for time might not be a winning move for the enemy team anyway. But the Congo was just in a pretty bad spot due to the planes. Now Esa, on the other hand, is now engaging the carrier. The carrier got spotted. I'm not sure where the enemy carrier should have gone. He could have tried to sneak here down towards the south, but he would have run into the König if he tried to stick around the other capture point. Maybe he should have just stayed here behind islands at this point. Yeah, getting this covered for the carrier was certainly bad, because now he is being hunted. With only 2 enemies remaining and the carrier... Well, the carrier is a big threat because he can keep Esa spotted. And the carrier is also a threat for the König. And there is still enough time left for the carrier to get a few strikes in. So Esa is going after the carrier. With no manual drops, the carrier will have a very hard time taking out the destroyer. And the Congo is too far away to provide a lot of support. At this range, the Congo will have a hard time hitting a destroyer. So Esa can sink this carrier pretty much for free, and with that probably secure the victory. Now I'm not sure how many heals that Congo has left. It's possible that the Congo can recover quite a bit of its hit points. But the Congo isn't even sailing this way. The Congo should probably come closer here and try to sink Esa and also try to take a capture point. Especially since there is no stealth fire anymore anyway. So unless Esa has smoke and somebody to spot for him, there is no way to fire from invisibility. Now it's not like it's easy to hit a destroyer at long distances, but at least there is a fighting chance for the battleship. Now this carrier, on the other hand, he has nowhere to run, he has no support, and he is just slowly going down. And there is nothing he can do. The König has taken the south capture point and the friendly team controls the entire map. So there isn't much chance for the Congo left. Now, of course, if the Congo now goes for a capture point and sinks something, yeah, it's unrealistic, I suppose. The Congo would most likely have to sink both enemy ships, and they are so far from each other that it's unlikely that the Congo will engage both. But we shall speed this up because an awful lot is happening here. And look, they found the Congo. So the Congo is going directly for the center and going for the enemy König, but with little health left, I don't have much hopes the Congo is doing anything here. And there is a fire. But the fire gets instantly taken care of. Considering how little HP the Congo has left, that's probably the right choice. But any fire that's now started will surely be Congo's end. But hey, at least the Congo goes out fighting, I suppose. Instead of running for the zone wall, he is going straight for the center. And it's getting close. Maybe Esa can pick up his 7th kill. Well, or not. Now let's take a look at the results. EsaTuunanen managed to get 2,888 base experience. That's certainly very well done by him. That's more than twice the amount of the second player in the team. And sure, he was seal clubbing, but nevertheless this was an exemplary performance and he carried his team to victory. EsaTuunanen earned himself Confederate, Raken and High Caliber. He scored 177,000 points of damage with only 2 torpedo hits, so most of it was done with guns, and quite successfully so. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I'll see you guys next time.